And good evening, folks. Welcome back to UndercoverET. I hope you're doing really, really well. Guys, amazing night last night. I was going over some footage. It was all coming in at the same time as I was going over it all. Just amazing stuff, honestly. Mind-boggling stuff as well. Whew! When you guys start coming in the masses, it's like, whoa, what's going on? And you know what I'm like. I get all giddy over stuff like this. It was really, really good stuff. It hit home a little bit as well. You know, I started having a reality check. I was like, oh my God, you know, this is really like, even though I knew this last year, it still hits home every now and then. I'm like, oh, you know, we're not alone. Crazy stuff. What can I say? You guys always pull it out of the bag. And like I say, the more of you that record, the more evidence we're going to get. And this is what's happening, guys. You know, it's not just down to me. It's a collective effort. Everyone that sort of puts the idea into people's heads. Look, you know, record. Do this, do that, change a technique, this, that and the other. This is what happens. We end up with the goods. We end up with the gold. This is what we're looking for. We're just looking for the clearest footage to help along. And on that note, the pressure is on. The pressure is on. Steven Spielberg is planning to release his movie regarding disclosure, and he says he's going to disclose all by the summer of 2026. I feel like it's all coming together, isn't it? It's all coming together, and why wouldn't Steven Spielberg be in this, in the mix? Why wouldn't he get involved? This is his thing, right? This is his thing, science fiction put into reality on the TV for people to see. So I can imagine he's going to be very much in the loop on this sort of topic. And you know, there's all these conspiracies about how he got his ideas and all that stuff. Look, we can look into it, we can go down that rabbit hole, but I'm more interested in the evidence. Let's get into it. All right, so we're going to start off with X and Ross Coulthard, a name everyone is familiar with in the UAP community now. Ross Coulthard says, a call for UAP transparency on the front page of the USA Today. Look at that. You know how times have changed when you're seeing it on the news, you're seeing the hearings, you're seeing it all over the papers. This is now hitting mainstream, guys. People are getting a little bit giddy as well, and I can understand why. I feel like it is all going to come out. I feel like they're just making a song and dance about it gradually, and then they're going to release it's stuff slowly but surely, guys. You know, so we're going to have to try and remain patient. For the ones that are already in the know, remain patient until they start getting towards the stuff that we really want to know, like types of craft, types of being, capabilities, all that stuff. For now, they're just working on we're not alone, which is fine. I get that. And Jesse Michael shared this from Vetted. And this looks like the billboard for the Steven Spielberg movie, and it will be released, it looks like 12th of June 2026. That's madness. That's madness. Look at that. All will be disclosed. Ooh. It sounds creepy, huh? Sounds creepy. And everyone loves a good movie, right? But is this Spielberg really trying to portray the truth? Is this what's going to be happening? On top of the recent documentary, which people were a little bit fuzzy with. So am I. I don't trust them. But let's look at this picture for a moment. Let's discuss this, because people have been floating around trying to come up with theories, and I've come up with my own, of course, and I did put it out there late last night. But it's interesting, I think, and some of you that are looking at this already, especially you guys that have sent the footage in, you're looking at this thinking, I know what he's going to say. I get it, man. I'm going to say it. So what I think, they've chosen a bird, specifically a bird, because this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with mimicry, okay? The aura you're seeing around the image itself, these white dashes that clearly look rainbow in colour, like rainbow. It looks like it's going through the colours of the spectrum. Yeah, you've got a rainbow effect. This is exactly what that is depicting. Colours of the spectrum. It's basically what I believe this is a bird that is watching everyone in plain sight. Hence the eye. They are able to avoid our colours of the spectrum by going through another dimension or another kind of spectrum which we cannot see. And the reason why the eye is upside down, in my opinion, is because it is shaped like a flying saucer or a Dragon UAP, looking like it the way it is, you know, because the eye dips. And also, if you take into account, like, try and ignore all the white, okay, and all the skin. Just look at the eye for a moment. What does that look like, the shape of it here? You've got a clear saucer-shaped eye, which everyone's eye, really, if you think about it, does look like a saucer. So I think an upside-down eye really does depict a flying saucer. It shows mimicry by being inside a bird, which is clearly in a different colour spectrum to what we can see. And the whole thing just shows you that they're watching us. This is my theory, guys, okay? Based on, you know, everything I've seen, what I believe. I really do think that Steven Spielberg, with this image, I'm really impressed with it. It's nail on the head, isn't it? It's nail on the head. And Stephen Henchlife, if you're watching this, you're probably thinking, yeah, I've recorded the bird going through the wall. I've recorded it going through the brick. You have, mate. You have. People have seen it. We've shown it. And it's not your first video. You know, you've done loads of videos. You've recorded right there in your property, facing your property. You capture something like that. It happens, right? Well, it happened to you. I've captured some weird stuff outside mine. You know, everyone's doing it. So this is where I'm on the fence with the summoning. You know, I'm really on the fence with summoning the UAP in, although I'm not going to write it off. I'm not going to write it off, because even us, our intention is to try and capture something. And like on the live feed, sometimes I've asked for something and it's happened, right? And this is actually happening with someone else. I'm going to show you some clips in a minute. But just let me know your thoughts, guys. What do you think about this? Do you think I'm near the target with what I'm saying? I'd love to hear your thoughts on what you think this could mean, just the image itself. I think it's really cleverly put together. And I think Steven Spielberg's probably got the sense to do something like this, to put together an image that resonates with the UFO community in some way for those that do the research. Let me know. And thank you very much for sharing that one. Jesse Michaels shared a vetted post. And this is just, like I say, a billboard taken. June 6, 2026 is the date. I'll be looking forward to that more than the documentary that recently came out, The Age of Disclosure, honestly. At least Spielberg stuff is entertaining, right? I mean, he's come out with some classics, what can I say? And if this is coming on towards the truth, God, it's going to be good. It's got to be good. Without trying to sell it for him. Let's see what happens. All right, guys, so whilst everyone's pushing for disclosure, people are being interviewed, people are giving testimony, eyewitness accounts, all this stuff is going on. We should probably help them out with some evidence, right? This is what we do. Like I say, if you're new to the channel, I accept evidence from the public. You email it into me, undercoveretuk@gmail.com. I review it. If it's any good, I do show it, I do analyse it, and we go into a deep dive. We've got so much to go over today, guys. I'm going to start with Robert, a custodian file, because he captured some weird audio sounds that I need you guys to listen to. I need your opinion on it. I'll give you all the detail regarding the situation at the time. And yeah, me and Robert are baffled. Honestly, he called me up last night. He was like, did you listen? Did you listen? He didn't know what I was going through in the moment, right? So I was like, look, one head F at a time, because I'm struggling. And I just couldn't make heads or tails of what I was looking at last night. And it just kept coming in from all angles. We're going to go over all of it. But let's start off with Robert at Custodian File. Alright, so I've got two videos lined up that I want to show you from Dr. Shipe. I would say one of his most favourite captures. And guys, I'm going to show you the picture now before we get into it. You would know this image because it was his profile picture for some time. I think it still is. So it must be one of his most favourite captures. Certainly one of his first as well. And it involved a couple of F1 fighter jets that came into play. So we're going to look at the whole clip raw, guys. I've got the privilege of being sent that file and having a look at it. And I will dive it for you guys, a deep dive as well. I think it deserves that much. And the doctor certainly deserves that much attention as well. So this happened, you can see, 10th of December, 2025. Audio capture. Strange thing, Doc has never really captured audio, and thousands of video he's done here over an 8-year period. And he's filming behind glass, guys.
There it is. 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 There it is.
It sounds like a Formula One race car. It does. What?
There it is.
Okay, so that's the clip, the audio clip. Like I said, Doc's never had anything like this. He's filming behind glass. Okay, so it's not like he's getting any sound coming in from the outside. I know it sounds like the sound's coming from where he is. But he's indoors filming behind glass. So I don't understand how. I mean, we discussed it, and we've both come to the conclusion it's got to be some kind of radio frequency. This is what we've established, okay? Because there's no way he would be picking up audio through glass like that. It just doesn't make sense. Out of the thousands and thousands, we're talking over 40,000 videos, guys. Plus, that's just captures. You're probably talking in excess of 100,000 videos where I don't think he's ever captured an audio like that. So, with that said, really, really interesting. And now we're going to get on to, let me know in the comments, of course, but now we're going to get on to the next one. And this is Robert's, probably one of, like I say, one of his more favourable captures. And it is an interesting video, guys. Hard to accept, but it is interesting. Let's dive it.
Here they come, the fighter jets again. Right above my house.
Are they F1 fighter jets? I think so.
Here they come. Here they come. Here they come. Here they come.
What? Where's that noise coming
Here
from?
they
Is
come.
that a disturbance on the camera?
Here they come. Here they come. Here they come.
Doc, there's something else. What is that? What is that? That looks like your barbell right there, but it's green. Next frame. It's gone. It's there for a single frame. Where did it go? That's mental. What the hell is that? You got no volume there at all during that moment.
Here they come.
Did that just cut out your volume? Doc, can you clarify for me? Is this the wife is this the better half that's taken the phone? Because you may, damn. Doc, I don't know what that is, mate. This is not the object I was looking for. everyone's seen the image, and I was going to pull it up, but I've just been stopped in my track, guys. I'm going to have to enhance this. That is flipping crazy. What is that? Doc, did you know about this? I've been speaking to you for days. I haven't brought this up with you because I'm just looking at this now in detail. Okay, so I'm just going back through the clip because this does really need a dive now. If anyone was on the fence, I mean, okay. Could be a bird here, but there seems to be movement. So these are 2 fighter jets, okay? There's movement here, much lower down, or at least lower down or further away. I'm not too sure if it's a bird. It's going backwards now. This thing here is coming in from right to left, and I mean, clearly it's going behind that pole. It's far away. Goes behind the house. Yep, acceptable. Is it a bird? Who knows? Too far away to tell. You see another object just appear here, guys, as we're going forward into the clip. See? See this thing here? Is that another bird? Again, doesn't seem to be travelling amazingly fast, but at a great distance, frame by frame, it's very hard to tell. Whoa. Okay. Something. Potentially. We are looking at micro UAP here, guys. Well, let's come back. Gone. I'm going frame by frame, guys. I have to, when it's a deep dive like this. Now I found now I found something else. So look, that's the original capture that Doc picked out, which is a really good hockey puck, okay? And it kind of like makes sense as to why the I think they're F1 fighter jets. It kind of makes sense as to why they're even heading this way, because they've seen unidentified phenomena in the area and they are trying to now find these things potentially, you know. But look at that. So I'm going to take that and enhance that as well for Doc, just to give you guys an idea of what the enhancement does to images like this. But for me, to capture that green object in a single frame, that's something else.
Here they come, the buck fighter jets. Here they come, the buck.
The audio cuts out again here, so I'm just going to check it frame by frame. It's a shame that the film wasn't being done horizontal, because you would have had more exposure to the objects that we've seen, and that's why we always say film sideways, guys. In this instance, there was no need to even zoom, although at this point it wouldn't have been a bad idea to zoom in on those jets, because you never know if they're going to get tagged, really. Unless you zoom in, you're never really going to get point of reference from here, because even if it went right over them, you wouldn't be able to tell if it was underneath them, because it'd just all be dark, right? So zooming in would have helped at this point, but hell, I'm glad you didn't at the start, because what you captured there, you clearly had some camera interference, and from there you've captured something that I don't know if we've seen a lot of, at least in that colour. You know, maybe it was mimicking something in the garden to try and blend in with something, I don't know. We've seen some funky colours in the past though, guys. Just going forward now, doesn't seem to be a lot going on at this point. Were they just doing something routine, or were they looking for something? Who knows? Who knows? This isn't recent, guys. This is, I don't know, what's 8 years ago, 7 years ago maybe. So it is what it is. But again, just having the awareness to record something flying over has produced something quite amazing, in my opinion. Well done, Doc, and I think your better half. We're going to look at the enhancements now and see what it produces. I thought that was really, really awesome. All right, Doc. let's see what you've got, buddy. Really, really chuffed, mate. And I've seen this picture so many times on your profile. So it's awesome to be able to analyse the footage raw. And look at that. Look at that. What a capture. What a capture. And you can see the mimicry there, guys. It's trying to perform its mimicry using like a wing type look. But moving too fast. One of the first, I guess, to be captured. And look at that. Look at the jets in the background there. They just look like little birds, don't they? They're just so far away you'll never tell what they are. But this thing, look, you can see it's got defined lines. It's got a real round shape to it. White jet, plasma jet coming off of it, but we don't know whether it's going left or right, up or down. See, no idea. It's just moving that quick, mate. That is awesome. That is awesome. I'm going to send it on to you, Doc. Okay, number 2. Well, there you have it, guys. There you have it. So the whole picture's been put through blur to clear function, and what we have here is, well, it looks like a barbell, right? But I'm not seeing the bar. It just looks like 2 balls like this. Man, what the hell? What the hell is this? Is that what we're seeing? Is the dragon here, and then we've got plasma that's showing green? Does that make sense to anyone? Doctors, do you know about this object here? Let me know in the comments. I don't think you do, because I don't think you've brought it up with me before. Why does it look like Raiden sat there? Could just be me. Looks like there's a Mortal Kombat character sat there watching you, mate. Shadow bastard of sorts. Who knows? But look, this is crazy stuff, man. This is crazy stuff. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Is this a UAP? Why would it affect the audio like that, but as it comes into view? Is Raiden in the background? Let me know your thoughts, and guys, I promise you, the next few videos, it just gets better and more confusing and better and still confusing. That's all I can say at this point. Thank you very much, Doc. Awesome stuff. Alright guys, so you remember this one from last week? Chris Carncross, Brisbane, Australia. He sends me this in. He says, I captured Gordon. And that for me is clear as you like. And it is a great Gordon capture. It really is. Look at this. And I'm just showing you this again because he's only gone and done it again. But this time, I've got a problem, guys. We have a problem. And, well, it's not much of a problem. I just need some clarity, okay? So you can see in this clip, guys, Gordon is clearly in front of this tree. Yeah? Everyone will agree. The lines are in front of the leaves, okay? Gordon is in the garden at this point. And somehow he drops down. Like, we can't see him go through the fence or go through the ground. But he drops down past the fence, right? And he's clearly in front of the fence. Sorry, I'm talking to him like it's a he. It could be a she. I don't know. Okay, but we've called it Gordon. And you can see there, it's clearly in front of the fence, okay? I think it might actually level up and bog off up into the sky again. Just a feeling. But it's really important I show you this, and it's really important that you guys acknowledge that this object is what it is. You know, it's not made up. We've got several captures of this same object now all over the world. I've captured it here live from a mobile phone. Maggie's captured it coming out of a tree as well, another part of Brisbane. Chris has captured it on multiple times now recently, and I'm sure other people have seen this and captured this thing as well. Robert Shipe as well, back in the day, sent me a police body cam, and there's a police officer talking to someone, and in the background one of these bastards zips over the top of the road into some trees, and you see the white silhouette down the back of the tree as it hits the ground and goes through, I think. And this is what we're dealing with. It's been seen all over, okay? The reason why I show you this clip again is because the next clip is baffling, guys. And you can see he's labelled it up. Another Gordon, top left. And this is where it gets confusing. So he's captured Gordon again. But upon first look, guys, I've seen this and I've gone, no way. That's got to be a stick or a twig or a branch that's come off that tree, which I know is above him, right? Here's the thing. I know there's a tree above him. And look at it. It looks like a branch, right? Travelling fast, albeit. And I can't see why a stick would travel that fast. Now, let's take into account something here. If this stick is travelling that fast, how is it going like this? Surely that would be going like that, because you'd throw it and it would boomerang out like that. There's no way you'd better throw it and it travel like that, parallel. How is it doing that? So I was like, okay, I've got to look into this further, because in all honesty, and Chris is no idiot, he wouldn't send me this and throw a stick in the air and expect me to just fall for it. So look, I'm going to look at it. And at first, the first thing I looked at, guys, the first thing I want to look at with you now is point of reference. Now look, that's taken a jump there. How, look, in one frame, that's taken quite a jump for a stick that's been thrown or come off the tree, right? Also, if it's come off the tree, how has it come off the tree bare? Where are the leaves? Is it just a branch? If that's just an empty branch, right, that's been thrown. If it's been thrown, how is it being thrown and being pushed through the air like that? Why is it not being flippant? So that's my first thing. My second thing, it's clearly gone behind this tree here. So now I know, guys, that it's behind the tree and the tree sits behind the fence. Okay? All important point of reference. I'm sure everyone's satisfied with that. And then, as it goes behind the fence, guys, there it is right now. Looks like a wishbone. As it goes behind the fence, check this out. It leaves a white silhouette all the way down the fence, following the trajectory that we can only assume it was taking at the time. And there's no other white movement along this fence during any point in the clip. It is just in that moment where Gordon, supposedly Gordon, goes behind the fence. And that for me is an X-ray, and that for me would mean a UAP using technology. And this for me, man, what is going on? Is this if you take away this line here, and that's Gordon like that for me, but this line is showing here, so now I'm starting to think, are we just seeing part of a drawing, part of a craft, and it's just not, we're just not seeing the rest in this moment? Is that what's happening? Or is this some kind of freaky deaky phenomena that actually looks like that and we'd have no idea what it would be? Like a stick insect would look in a bush, you wouldn't know it's an insect until it moved, right? Totally camouflage. If this is naturous, then that's potentially what it's doing. If it knows you're recording, Chris, and it's done this, then it's left us the evidence for us to see. And it wouldn't, I don't think this thing is dumb. I think this is really highly advanced intelligence. And so I begin to wonder, why would Gordon do that if he doesn't want us to know? You know? Guys, let me know your thoughts. I told you this is going to get baffling. It's going to get crazy. I got point of reference here. A stick doesn't fly through the air like that. It would also have leaves on it, because every other branch has leaves on it right now, okay? And also when it goes behind the fence, and sorry, you're going to have to explain this to me, haters and doubters. Why is it leaving a white silhouette behind the fence? And this is what I've seen so many times on the buildings back there when I'm filming. You've got a white silhouette here. Now I've shown it to some people that totally believe in this, in the topic, and even they're on the fence, man. Excuse the pun. But even they're like, you know what, it's interesting, but I'm not convinced. And I'm like, well, can you explain it then? And this is what we're dealing with, you know, because if people can't explain it, but they're not willing to accept it, then what are we left with? We're left with a bunch of people going, I'm going to play this safe. I'm not going to make a decision on this. I'm going to work. You know what I mean? This is literally what's happening, okay? And they're not thinking about this too deeply, but I can guarantee you, if a king, queen, prime minister, president turned around, someone credible turned around and said, we're not alone and we've got proof, boom, there's the proof, all of a sudden the research would go through the roof. And this is why we do what we do, because we want to learn as much as we can, as fast as we can, and be ahead of the game. And I think as humanity goes, we're way behind. So I ask people, take this seriously. Debunk it if it is something else. Debunk it, right? If that's a stick, fine. Prove it's a stick. What's that white silhouette doing behind the fence? And if it is a stick, it would have to be one that was thrown, because none of the other sticks on the trees are bare. They all have leaves. And if it was thrown, how is it being pushed through the air like it was, and it wasn't being spun? You know, and if it was thrown like that, it wouldn't be going that fast as well. So guys, that's just my opinion. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Chris, keep filming, mate. Crazy stuff, honestly. And he's using a trail cam, by the way. But, you know, Chris, if you can somehow get another camera, mate, we want to get another angle. We want to get cross-reference, honestly, because this is the only way we're really going to get it out there to anyone who really, really wants to look and listen. But amazing stuff, and look, we're going to keep going with this. Thank you so much, Chris. Let's keep going. It only gets more crazy, guys. All right, we are back now with Victoria from Hertfordshire. She has actually captured quite a few in the past, some of which I could show and some of which I couldn't. She seems to work around certain people and certain sets, okay, within London. And so she's not allowed to show certain buildings, certain areas, because they are actually part of a set which will be on TV. So, yeah, can't show everything, but this is in her own time, in her own peaceful place, and she captures something amazing. I don't think she realises how well she's done, but we're going to look at it, guys, because it's something I've captured, the floating leaf out there. I've captured something very similar. Ben in Oklahoma has also captured something very similar, and now Victoria in Hertfordshire has done exactly the same thing. Really, really good. We're going to find it right now, guys. It's coming up. You can see, like, nothing happens for some time. And then when something happens, it happens, guys. You know, she's getting blink, blink on the screen, wondering what's going on with the focus. Like, you know, when I was analysing this last night, I was like, oh, focus keeps going. That's interesting. That's worth noting. And there it goes again. Blink. So it makes me wonder, is something travelling around her, above her, below her? Why is her camera glitching out so much? And then, all of a sudden, pop. And look at that. Now, it's a really interesting moment, and if you don't analyse it properly, it just looks like a butterfly, right? I mean, I can tell you now, it is way too cold. It's way too cold in the UK. We're not getting many insects at all out there. But yeah, guys, this is the moment it gets freaky deaky. So, object clearly comes in, and you would think it's a small bird or something landing in the tree. We're just going to go back. There you go. Longs out like a bird. And then it starts doing some weird stuff, guys. And we've seen this before. Look at the shape. It changes colour, everything. Look at that. Look at this. Transmedium objects. Very subtle. Very elegant in their movement, but very subtle. And look, it hits the tree. Look. Doing all those shapes. And I've seen this outside my window, guys. You know I have. It goes behind the tree here. You've got point of reference right here. Even though it leaves a white silhouette. Do you know what? We don't know if it goes behind the tree. This thing is blipping in and out. Anyway, Point is, guys, look at this coming in on the right hand side here. Look at this. So this one here, you can see it's here, this is here, that's there. You've got two objects in the same moment in the camera, okay? So you've got 1 and 2. This one comes out to meet it. Look, doing the same thing. Shifting in and out, in and out, in and out. Clearly going to meet it. I feel like this one's gone through or behind the tree and gone downwards, okay? Look where this one goes, because we don't see it anywhere around here. Look. Blinks the camera. Proceeds to head downwards. Quite fast, guys. Quite fast. And of course, Victoria's just scanning the sky. She's not really too sure what's going on at this point. And sure enough, that's just seriously good, isn't it? Look, the quality is not quite there for me to stop and clean up the images, Victoria. And that's a shame, but the change of shape is apparent with every frame. With every frame, and it kind of gets towards this bushlet, and all of a sudden it just camouflages. Incredible. And this object's doing the same thing. You can only seem to see them in blue skies. The moment they go behind something or in front of something, it's like, what is going on? Incredible stuff. Thank you very much, Victoria. Keep filming, keep doing what you're doing. And look, it is what it is. You never know when you're going to capture something better, clearer. Just keep trying. Honestly, just keep trying. It's good stuff. It's really, really good stuff. Thank you very much. All right, before we get into the last couple of clips, I had an email from Juan Ontiveros. Mate, that is a wicked name. Juan Ontiveros. Awesome stuff. I hope I didn't hash it up, mate. I appreciate the email. I appreciate you reaching out to me. I want to read it to you guys, if that's okay. I am a retired engineer and took up the hobby of videoing the daytime skies after seeing Farsight Institute's website. They suggested using paper 3D glasses by folding the red onto the blue and taping it over the phone lenses. Apparently, this creates a quasi-infrared filter and uses an iPhone. Apparently, the iPhone system is able to compensate and uncloaks the UAP. I did this for the first time in January 2024 and I saw the first one. I started using Photoshop and graduated to DaVinci Pro, better and less expensive. It now uses AI to enhance along with all the other features. I started with an iPhone 13, then a 15 and now a 17. This allows me to record on 4K 60 frames per second with high resolution. Using the idea of an infrared filter, I bought a 590 nm infrared filter instead of the 3D glasses, which is apparently much more clarity. I did try other types of filters and even experimented without filters. No filter and the 590 nm filter works the best. I simply place the phone facing the sky and record for a few minutes. First time was 10 minutes, I now record for 20 minutes. Except for the triangle I mentioned below, I do not follow the UAP because I cannot see them with my bare eyes. We actually chased it in the car until we lost it. I look at them on the computer. I have learned to slow them down to 24% speed to see the action, then cut it out, edit with DaVinci Pro using zoom, contrast change, hue, sharpness, etc. and the AI enhancement tools. It takes a lot of time, sometimes 4 or 5 hours. Over time they seem to be involved and now I can see what seems to be plasma bodies. All told, I have seen orbs, groups of orbs, cylinders with wings, orbs that mimic birds, caught a portal with a UAP exiting, and just 2 weeks ago my wife and I saw a triangular shape after church. She is now a believer. The videos are kind of large because they are exported and enhanced, so they will be Google links that should be able to download and edit. I don't seem to see dragons you talk about. Anyway, this is the first one, an orb that was just a small dot in the sky. The second one is an orb simulating a bird, and the third is an unusual shape. I will send you more each day with an approximate order in which I found them. I am going to look at it. It does look really unusual. Thank you, Joanne. I appreciate you, mate. And of course, you are welcome to send me as much as you like, buddy. Of course you are. Let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to start off with the first one here. Mimic of something. Mimic of something. So you got the feeling that this thing is just trying to blend in with something, right? But you're unsure what. Let's have a look. So this is the infrared setup that he has. Oh wow, look at that. You can see every particle in the sky, look at that. And then you get this thing casually going through, right? No flapping wings. No visible propulsion. Just a really strange aura around it. That is incredible. Looks like maybe two. Let's have a look at a close-up, right? So he's done a close-up. Here we go. Look at that. Now, this is what I've been saying for a long time, is that they conceal themselves. And there's like a bubble that irradiates around the craft, which seemingly makes them invisible. But there are moments where they give themselves up. And this isn't one of those moments. This thing apparently is fully hiding and it's not visible to his naked eye. And to be honest, he should be able to see this in the sky, provided it's not too far, because it's not going particularly fast. Slowed down to 24%. It's still not going that fast, you know, in comparison to what we're used to seeing. But that is still something worth looking at, guys. And to be honest with you, it does really, just the movement of this I'm seeing here, it just kind of reminds me of that vampire mother flipper that I caught out there by the field. Don't know why, it just gives me that feeling, you know. And also, look at the darkness of it. It looks like that saucer. Like, if you look at the green here, the field's emitting, it looks like a hat, right? Take away all this green, and what are you left with, guys? You're left with a black disc, top hat, saucer, you know? And that's just why I find it interesting. Also, and I get the impression as well, very hard to know, but looking at this and the way that aura is moving, this saucer is also spinning, like the Twilight Zone. I always say it, this is some Twilight Zone stuff. That's what I think is going on, guys. I feel like this object, this saucer, is spinning around. I think they're really on the money there. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. This is, look, frame by frame. You see what I mean, right? Now I've said it, maybe it's more visible for you guys. But yeah, really, really good. So he's labelled this up, another orb looking like a bird. Wow, look at that. It really does look like wings, doesn't it? That just looks like wings from a distance. Just looks like a massive bird just hauling, right? And again, I just want confirmation, Joanne. With the bird, could you not see it with the naked eye? Because that's a game changer. Oh, look at that. Let me know your thoughts, guys. I'm new to infrared and testing with infrared, okay? So I can only take the word of someone who's put the time and effort in and maybe try it myself, you know? And I'm willing to do that, absolutely. Just to tick it off, and you know, it will either make or break you, my friend. Mate, that's some creepy stuff right there. Again, looking like a barbell shape there. Okay, on to first ever try using iPhone 13 using 3D glasses, blue and red on top of each other. Saw very small dots. Okay, and again, for clarity, I'm guessing you mean you saw a small dot using the infrared folded material, but then when you took it away, you couldn't see it. Is this what you're telling us? Let me know in the comments, Joanne. Again, I like the fact you're picking up all the particles as well, because it really means you're picking up everything. There's a lot out there, guys, that we're not seeing, that we breathe in every day and all that stuff. It's like oxygen. It's there. You breathe it in, but you can't see it. And that's the reality of it. There are things out there that we're not seeing that are very much there. That's weird. Again, if it was a bird, I would expect a little more movement. You know, unless it's going away from the camera and beeline. Okay, this is oh wow. So this is zoomed in quite a bit here. Well, it's not. I don't know. Again, will it be an object going away from the camera? Therefore, it's not really going left or right. It just looks like it's going slower, getting smaller as it gets further away. I think what would help me is having the raw footage alongside it as well. But I appreciate how much work goes into analysing this stuff. So, you know, if you've got time, Joanne, please send me some raw files and I'll have a look at them just to see, you know, without any of the AI enhancement edits, just raw, with the filter, no edits at all. That would be awesome. Just a cut, maybe 10 seconds before and after would be awesome. But yeah, guys, let me know all your thoughts. And we will call it there, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Look, we do need your support. Honestly, no one is backing the public evidence. Only you guys, the people that are recording, sending in, analysing, researchers. You're all researchers, in my opinion. You're all doing humanity a just cause by getting involved. And look, we're not going to get everything right all the time. We're not. There will be some mistakes that slip through the net. But you know what? As long as the majority of what we're looking at is the real thing, as long as we have an idea of what we're looking for and we can justify what we're looking for and what we're saying, then guys, it's worth every moment of our time. I appreciate you guys. Hit the like and subscribe button. Support public disclosure. Support all the evidence. Thank you so much. Take care. All the best. And I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye for now.